Hi, Josh.
Popping it in, I'm going all in. Talking about me when she with her friends. Said when she with me, she loving that shit. When she with me, can't get enough of it. Popping it in, I'm going all in. Talking about me when she with her friends. Said when she with me, she loving that.
I mean, we're fine. We're rocking and rolling.
So there's no
And
feedback this time?
Nope.
oh, I mean, besides, the topic, which was more questions about the friend zone.
More
Yeah.
questions about the friend zone.
I actually wanted to talk about that again, right? Because I don't really know how you meant it, and I don't want to interpret it however you meant it, Kevin. But I remember specifically there was a young man in the comments, and he asked maybe for advice on someone who was in the friend zone with a young lady that he wanted to really be with. And your advice was that the friend zone is a great place to be, right? Be friends with a group of baddies. And I took that back and I thought more about it. I don't want to say it's bad advice, but from personal experience, I will say that you have to be a stand-up dude, right? To have, we're calling it baddies, right? To have a group of females who want to be friends with you. I think you also said that females flock to men that other women like. I guess that's arguable, but you have to be a stand-up dude, in my opinion, right? You have to be someone who we feel safe being around. Because perfect example, I have a group of girlfriends. We hang out together all the time. We know a lot of the same men. They are all in the friend zone, as you would call it, but they are absolutely not all people that we are going to be hanging around all the time. They can have 1,000 parties if they want to and invite us every time. Guess who's not showing up? This group of baddies. So I kind of wanted to clean up that message a little bit, that it's good to be in the friend zone with baddies because women like to be around men that other women like to be around. It's about being safe and feeling like, you're not going to, you don't have an ulterior motive. You're not always trying to holler. That was my perspective.
Okay.
Okay, that's fair. I guess. I'll answer that. Because I did, write it.
Okay,
So,
sorry.
oh no worries. But KG had a comment in there too. We'll get to that as well. But basically, if a large percentage of men, I guess you're saying, are not stand-up guys, I guess. And I'm saying there are a certain percentage. So if we look at the percentages again, about 20% of the guys are probably stand-up guys in addition to being successful, possibly good looking, possibly having swag as well, and ambition. And it just comes naturally.
Okay. Well, I mean, if you break it down that way, yeah.
Well, yeah, not only that, the prompt was, let's get up the prompt. It was, excuse me, Big Mike. The message was, mature Black men over 30. Give the younger brothers trying to figure out life some free game below. And I love that question. Shout out to, my boy P Work, who runs Hood Ratchet TV, because it's a very introspective question, especially to a group of men who don't really think about these type of things. So it's quite deep and introspective. And this was my response, remembering how it was being at that age. I was in the Miami area, so my mind was on different things. So this is like speaking back at that person.
Mm-hmm.
So do not listen to anyone trying to teach you chivalry, because chivalry is subjective. You have to discover your own version of courtship. That's usually the main issue, is that you follow the rest of the world as opposed to creating your own filter. Become friends with the hottest girls you can using their vernacular, because I know who I'm speaking to. You can get used to interacting with baddies, because at that age, I'll be completely transparent here. I was probably thinking about, only girls in one way, as opposed to just friends as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
So at that age, you're not going to be thinking like that. That literally is going to warp your perspective on life in a wonderful way. And I'm saying doing it at that time would be splendid. And baddies always roll in packs, so bag her friends, right? I mean, after all, I feel like, and Kev, you witnessed this as well. A lot of the girls that I end up with are in a social circle.
Agreed.
So it's just, to me, it's just natural. Like you go on your passion, and we'll get there at the end. You get your passion going, and then that's when you find your purpose, right? And that's what they should be thinking about now. Also, hang out with baddies at social events with other rival baddies at an event, and they will get intrigued by you. And it's the truth. I didn't lie
Rival
to
baddies.
anyone. We've all witnessed it, not only anecdotally but also vicariously. So that's literally a observational truth that we can all conceptually see and actually see in real time, past, present, and future. That's why I'm like, I don't understand the confusion there. And then leverage, my bro. You gotta have leverage. At that age, think about it. We're taught to go work for everyone else. That's the plan if you're in college. You're not even thinking about running your own business, things like that. So that's why it's important to have that perspective at that age. Furthermore, only date girls on your terms, because we are raised, especially in a traditional chivalry manner, that it is the opposite. Right? You only have to date on her terms, but you're a person too, my bro, which is why you have to date on your terms, because she's going to date on her terms. But at that age, guys don't know that they have to do that, because we were taught something else, especially in a traditional, chivalrous manner, that we are told that girls would appreciate. But unfortunately, the guys who usually do that are the guys who aren't getting the girls. They're the guys getting in the friend zone. So this is why I'm speaking to the men who are currently in the friend zone. So food for thought. Never chase women. I think that's obvious, but that age, it's really not that obvious. That's when let's say you're coming into adulthood is raging, for lack of better words. Observe all the girls and ladies in your life. I feel like that's a very appropriate thing to do, especially at that age. When they like a guy, they chase him. More importantly, understand your dating market value. And when I say chase, that doesn't mean like at the speed of Usain Bolt. That means it's obvious that you like the guy and you're okay with letting him know that, type of thing. And that's going to be subjective for every lady. Not every lady wears the same shade of lipstick, right?
Okay. I'm glad you cleaned that up.
But it's the truth. KG, you see any lies yet? KG, let me get my fact check first.
I'll wait until you're done.
I read this through and through, and I still see no lies. This looks like all facts to me.
All right,
I'll wait until you're done, Josh. It's okay. I'll wait.
And I'll read this one again because this is important, because they usually don't know their value at that age, because the game is in reverse. But as they get older, the game will, come true. More importantly, understand your dating market value. And again, you're not going to understand your value if your sole goal in life is to go work for someone else at that time. And that's literally what they train you to do in college. And shout out to Sheet 05, rest in peace, Sheet 05. One of the things that Sheet 05 said was, all college guarantees is that you'll be working for someone else for at least 30 years of your life. So had to shout out Sheet 05 in that. All right, so the only reason platforms like OnlyFans exist, as we talked about in the last episode. By the way, if you haven't seen the last episode, the Link is in the description. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and also share. I feel like a lot of people are going to want to participate in this conversation, this food for thought.
Yeah,
The
this is a
only
lot.
reason platforms like OnlyFans and webcams exist is because most men don't understand their value. They're given money to women just for something that they can see online for free, because that's their perception of their value at that age. And their value is significantly higher than they realize. Don't listen to the media, young prince, which is quite liberal and feminist in ideology, which is fine. But part of that feminist ideology got mixed in with chivalry. And again, men only think about themselves like right there, besides being the scapegoats of the world, which is interesting. And their value is significantly higher than they realize. I had to repeat that because we're speaking to princes, right? Young kings on the rise. They have to really pay attention right now. Don't listen to the media, young prince. Follow your passion, and you will be the king with the entire kingdom of ladies willing to do whatever it takes to be your queen. And that could be a form of chasing, but it's a subjective chasing based on each girl, right?
Sure, they got me brainless. AI, 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 and I don't understand it. AI, I don't know. Yeah, yeah.
And then I made that connecting point where I was just like, hey, people already eavesdrop. If you're out here having dope ass conversations while you're lit, it's like, why not? Why not put it into a podcast? He makes podcasts. He's here outside of the city. Pick his brain. I'ma just be here.